You want up here or down at the bottom?
You guys can either be up here or come around, whichever you want to do. She'll probably come over here. Miss Banshee, are you looking for someone? Hey, baby girl. Well, come here. Well, come on, baby girl. She's watching somebody. She's probably got an eye on that stroller.
That looks like lunch.
Yeah, exactly. Miss Banshee, hey, baby girl. Are you going to come from behind the pet taxi? What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Miss Banshee, you guys come over here? Come on, baby girl. Come here. It's okay. There we go. Alright, guys. Well, this is Banshee, and she's our mountain lion. As you can see, she's not getting a snack today, and that's because about 2 years ago she did get fixed, and just kind of like house cats do, when they get fixed, they go through a period of gaining weight, and so we've taken her off snack tours to get her thinned down a little bit, and it's been working really well, so we're kind of keeping up that trend. Don't want to get them overweight if we can help it, so she's 7.5 years old. These guys can live to be about 12 to 15 years old, but still very active, and kind of like I said a little earlier, much more active in the evening time. After dinner, you'll catch her kind of batting around her bowling ball, and you'll catch her and her neighbor down there midnight playing peekaboo a lot with each other. They really like each other, so when we move these two into their permanent enclosures, they will stay neighbors because they really do enjoy each other's company. But this girl actually used to be a pet, if you can believe that, before we got her. From what we understand, her old owner had actually taken very good care of her, had never declawed her, never treated her badly, and she kind of looked at him as her best friend. And he had her for about 3.5 years, and then a little over 4 years ago, he got into a car. Yeah, they do. When they're trying to talk to you, they sound like a cow. Hi, Mama. Miss Tina, will you come over here? Yeah. Now, that sound that she just made is called a chuff. She's one of our older cats. She's 13, so her chuff kind of sounds like you're trying to start a car. It's kind of funny. Do you want a snack, Mama? Miss Tina Weena. Perfect. Nom, nom, nom. This girl is definitely a people tiger. Has always been that way. Loves talking to humans. If you're a person, you're her best friend. So she is not very picky. As long as you are of the human species, she wants to talk to you. Now, tigers, on the other hand, she does not like looking at other tigers. Doesn't even like to acknowledge that she has them as neighbors. She likes to think she lives in her own kingdom and she's her own little queen. So the only time you'll hear Miss Tina not acting very ladylike is when we have to clean her enclosure. And we'll move her over to an empty room and she can see her neighbors and she starts throwing a fit. So she does not like looking at them. No. Come on, Mama. Oh, I know. She says, nope, I don't want to talk to him. State by state. It's not a federal thing. Missouri is one of the least.
You getting up?
Required
Yeah?
big cats as a pet. Up until last year anyway. In Missouri specifically, and really in any state, if you can find a flea market or somewhere online, finally got passed and went into effect last year. And so now in Missouri, if you want to buy a big cat, you have to go through the USDA, prove you have veterinary care, prove you have...
What you doing?
Hopefully one day maybe that'll be federal thing.
What?
No, I just called all of our older cats that. I don't, from what I understand, I don't think she was ever bred. When she got to the zoo, they did spay her. And for the most part, if the zoos are part of the species survival program, they,
What you doing?
if it's not a pure... He thinks he's the alpha male, so watch out, because he does like to spray you and make you smell like him. He's going to do it right now. Back up, back up. He smells like him. Because everyone should smell like me. Oh, good catch. There you go.
I hear the bones.
Did you get it? Alright. Only 2 bites. That's pretty good. Now TJ here is one of our bigger guys. Him and his siblings are all part Bengal, part Siberian. And TJ here definitely looks the Siberian part and the Bengal part. Bengal tigers are the only subspecies that carry the white gene, but naturally it happens about 1 in every 10,000, so that's why you run across a lot of white tigers in captivity, is through a lot of inbreeding throughout the years to create these big white cats. And the Siberian part comes from their sheer size. That cat's the only one that gets them. Police and Judy were volunteering at the time. Well, they got 8 cats in that had been confiscated from a breeder up in Chicago. When they brought them in, one of the females was pregnant. She gave birth to these 5, but she was so stressed from the movement from becoming a new mom that she actually started trying to kill them after 2 days.
Are you gonna tell them? Are you gonna tell them?
Oh, maybe.
Come here, Bubba. Are you gonna tell them?
I know, you gotta get your motor going. Gotta check everybody out.
Well, come on over.
Are you gonna tell him what a tiger says? Are you gonna tell him? Oh, come on, please. Please, it's so cool. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't feel like it today. Says maybe growling's all you guys get. Polly, you do one roar. One roar. I don't think I'm gonna get a roar.
We want to roar.
One roar.
Come on.
Please, Polly. I know, sometimes he's stubborn. Oh, I know. Polly. There we go. That was perfect. Perfect. All right. Great. Sounds good. Thank you so much. All right. 3 in a row. Well, what do you think?
4.
Are you going to lay down now? Just relax. He'll do this a lot. He'll roar, show off for everyone, and then he'll just kind of lay down and expect you to admire him. All right, guys. Look how big he is.
Oh,
So he
thank
may
you.
think he's small, but I would never challenge that ever. So, Paul here, this guy, this is what a male Siberian looks
Look
like
at the
in
paws
wild.
on him.
Oh, he's got his hair up.
Oh, I know. Moo, moo, moo. You got some drool on your foot. Are you anticipating us?
My foot.
Yeah, okay. Do you want the big leg? You want the big leg? Ooh, big stretch. Shake it and kill it. Gotta make sure it's dead twice. Yeah. Now Vince here is 800 pounds and he stands over 10 feet tall. So this guy can basically stand up and put a basketball rim in his mouth. He, very, very big guy and eating almost 20 pounds of food a day. So he's definitely not underfed whatsoever. But being 10 feet tall, that stretches everything out. So he's a lot leaner. This is kind of what you'd run across as a male Siberian in the wild. And especially with this big winter scruffy fur that he's got, he's definitely, he carries a lot of that Siberian in him that shows. What do you think? Huh? Definitely our gentle giant. Never gets excited about anything. The most he moves is at dinner time. Otherwise, he likes sunning himself. He does like to spray also, which I think is what he's gonna do. Oh, he gave everyone like a warning. Oh, we didn't. He faked it.
No, I saw.
This is Miss D. This is his sister, and she's obviously a lot smaller than her brothers are. Yeah, the last one of the 5. Yeah, the little girl. If you guys can believe it, she was actually the toughest and strongest when she was the cub. Being the only female, she kind of had to fight first, try to get strong first, so she's definitely a talker when it comes to food, too. Yeah, Miss Teaser, I know. Now, if you guys look under her eyes, do you see how she's got almost an eye spot underneath each of her eyes? Almost a circle. Looks like she's got 4 eyes, and that's how we always know it's deep, is those 2 markings right there. Okay. I know, you're very ladylike. I don't know, will you stand up for me? No? Please? Okay, we'll just feed you right there. I won't make you stand if you don't want to. Got it? There you go. Now this girl is definitely kind of Miss Pris. As you can see, doesn't have one speck of dirt on her. She's okay walking on this mud, but she'll be cleaning her feet as soon as she can go back up to the dry hay. She definitely is a very clean, ladylike girl. Looks a lot more Bengal than her brothers do. She carries a lot more of those Bengal characteristics. Only about 450 pounds. So much, much smaller than her brothers. Only lived with her brothers till she was about 18 months old and then got sick of living with them because they were getting so much bigger than her. Just how cute she is. Look at her go. I know. She says, look at me. All right, Miss Mariah. Why? Are you ready for a snack? No? Well, come here. Come here. Where are you going? I know, you're chuffing. You want to come over here for your chicken? Right here. Right here. There you go. There you go, girl. Sierra's, I think, just hanging out. But these 2 girls are actually 12 years old, and we got them about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, back when we were in Bloomsdale. These 2, along with several other tigers, have actually been rescued from a facility that had been shut down back in 2008, and stepping stones for these 2 girls. Miss Sierra here, do you want a snack? Do you want a snack? Maybe? Yeah, okay. We don't know. What do you think? Do you not want to step on the mud? Here you go. There you go. Got it? Okay. Sierra here is actually the bigger, the more pushy sister, the more dominant one. But in being the more dominant one, she actually let Mariah run outside, check everything else. Had to cut through the fences. They put a roller cage in there, and Sierra ran right into that roller cage, and they took her back up to the barn. So she was kind of our example of how you can't take an animal that's lived in such a small area and throw them into a big space real quick. It freaks them out. What do you think? What are you doing? You looking at somebody?
Yeah, looking at Sam.
Lunch. This.
It's midnight. What you doing, baby girl? Want some chicken? You want some chicken? Maybe. You gotta stock it first. Hold on, you gotta think about it. You want it? Maybe? Maybe? What? What's going on? You want some chicken? Maybe. There we go. She just had to decide she wanted it. Crunch it down. Now midnight here is a black leopard. And black leopards are a melanistic form of the animal, so that means it's kind of a recessive gene. It doesn't show up very often. You'll run across darker forms of these cats, usually in the more dense parts of rainforests and kind of the jungly areas. And melanistic forms are also in jaguars and ocelots. Miss Midnight, what you doing? What you doing, pretty girl? I'm gonna go walk around now. This girl was another one of our cats.
No, it's on
that's
every
just, there's
enclosure.
an emergency one in the barn also, and also I think one downstairs. That's just so if for something, you know, if there's a cat that's hurt, if for some reason someone's trapped in there, if something bad goes happen either which direction, you can blow it so someone can hear you at the house. And our whistles are really loud too. But that's why this cat, and she is actually a mama. That's her daughter over there. That's Madison. She's 4. She's from her last litter. Hi, you. Now Nikki is 16, and so that makes her our oldest cat on site, and probably one of our sweetest. I know. She says, how cute do I have to look for a snack? There you go. There you go. Chew it down. Perfect. I know, I hear you, Madison. Now Nikki here being 16, you guys can see just how much lighter her stripes are even than TJ's. Hers are much, much lighter. So Madison down there is a great example of a younger white tiger with those darker stripes. Being 4, you know, she's got a lot of years to catch up to Mama over here. Hi, Richie. Hi, you. Now this is Richard. He's our oldest male, and he's the one I was telling you does look a little thinner. Hi, you. Hi. I know. Now this down here is called a hot spot, and you'll catch that with a lot of the older cats that lay around a lot more, and he lays on his hay a lot, so that'll kind of, and you can see it on their elbows too, they'll kind of get those, exactly, yep. So Richie here, being 14, had it kind of rough before we got him, so here we go. Oh, he's going after that stroller.
Oh my god. He's going after the stroller.
Does he spray?
Yeah.
Huh?
Does he spray?
No, he doesn't. Luckily, he does not spray. Hey, Quinn. Oh, I know. Okay, so Tigger, very cross-eyed, and he was born that way. Okay, this guy is a great example of how tigers can actually identify individual people and obviously have different relationships with different people on staff. I don't know what I did wrong, but Tigger doesn't like me, which I've asked him many times, but he won't give me an answer. So lucky me, I have the biggest cat on site that decides that he doesn't want me around. So, but this is Mr. Tigger. There's your chicken for you. Got it? There you go. He says, is this worthy to eat? But yes, he is cross-eyed. You do run across deformities like this in white cats a lot due to so much inbreeding, and that's more than likely from inbreeding somewhere, too much inbreeding somewhere in his bloodline. So he does have better vision than we thought when we first got him back in April. We imagined he probably didn't have much vision at all, but last summer he proved to us that he can see better than we thought he did, and that was because there was a little bird that was just flying through his enclosure, and he just snapped it out of the air with his mouth, just grabbed it out of the air like it was nothing, and just carried it around in his mouth for a little bit. So he can see better than we thought he could, which is a good thing. I know. I know. And you guys can see this guy is obviously huge, and he's only 4.5, so he's not that much older than Madison over there. So this guy, they estimate will probably be around 850 pounds once he's done fully filling out. We got him and his sister actually, who's down at her night house right now. These two came to us. Again, I'm gonna get you. If only this fence wasn't here. I know.
All you had to do is turn your back.
That's it. That's their ambush attackers. So I turned my back, and there was his little instant to get me. But yeah, these two, And you can see how springy he is. And when he was a baby, he got his name Tigger from the fact that he bounced on his back feet all the time. So, and his barrel down there, when we first gave it to him, whenever he gets a new toy, he does that too. He gets excited, so he'll push it around with his front feet and he'll kind of hop around. So, I think he's adorable. I have no problem with him whatsoever. But for whatever reason, we
Well,
just
he's not
don't
too
get
proud
along.
to take chicken from you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He says, I'll still take my snack. I always make a joke that he looks like he pumps iron on his days off because he's got so
his
much muscle.
forearms
Are huge. They could. I know. You're a muscle man. I know. All right, I'll stop bothering you. I will. Everyone else can pay attention.
Poor kid's like, don't put me in there now.
Very, very pretty. Huge guy. He's 10 years old. I think he's a little bit bigger than TJ. I think he's a little longer, so I would say he's probably around 770 or so. But very pretty guy. You guys can see in his eyes, since he's such so close to us right now, how these white tigers are all born with those blue eyes. Now Madison's, if we get to see hers later, hers are a lot lighter blue, and when they're born, they're kind of a sky blue color. So when they start to get older, they will start to have that more silverish gray tint to them. Do you want some chicken?
You, Sam.
Do you? You do.
He's still looking at you?
Oh, I know, it's right here. Don't worry, I'm not going to take it from you. You guys can see how big those teeth are. There you go. Didn't even chew it. Just swallowed it whole. Now, Willie and his brother came to us from Midland, Texas, back last May. We started them out in some temporary enclosures while we worked on building these big ones for them. And like this lady said, we did when we first got them completely depressed because they had come from great owners. The only reason we got them was because they had hit financial problems and couldn't afford to take care of all their cats. That was definitely the more laid back out of the two but not. Yeah, definitely much more laid back. His brother.
Go the other way again.
Sure.
I'm hunky a client. I haven't seen in a while. I know, look at that face. Look at that. There you go. Doesn't even chew. I got one more for you. Got an extra one. Perfect. Now Merlin here is our 6.5-year-old male African lion. Weighs about close to 500 pounds. So in the wild, a male African lion will get about 550. So he's pretty good size. But you can tell he's young just from how light his mane is. As he gets older, you can start to see it's starting to happen down here in his lower mane. Right, it'll get to a dark brown or black. But you guys heard that call he was just doing. Area and give him an idea of what it'd be like to go in and out as he pleased. Well, the first time this guy wandered outside, he got attacked in his mind by a couple of butterflies that landed on his mane, and he didn't know what they were, so they scared him real bad, bad enough that he actually ran back and was very comfortable with it. That's Wilson down there, that's his best friend, his boomer ball. He's had that forever, he's very protective of it, and you know, in the wild he'd be a king over a pride. Well, he doesn't have that here, so he's the king over different objects in his enclosure, one of which is that ball. And then
can
Tank over there.
Oh,
What's that?
You said we can pet them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty girl.
This one's pretty
Yeah, she's okay. So poor Bonnie's been through a lot. When she got rescued from 65, she had 5 puppies naturally, and then we had to rush up to Fairgrove for a cesarean for the other 5. And while she was under, they had her babies, but then they also fixed her. And ever since then, she's had hormonal issues that have given her hair problems. So I mean, totally healthy, except for that hair just doesn't want to grow right there. So. Judy tells me he counsels her about it every night to let her know it's okay, Bonnie.
They found 2 of these on the highway.
Really?
Yep, this one right here, the guy in the green collar, this is Kai, and then Bonnie over there, who was kind of his girlfriend.
And she was pregnant with the other 2?
She was, well, with all 10, yeah, they saved 7 out of the 10, and they found homes for 5 of those 7, and they kept the runt and kept the biggest one. Okay. So that's Tank and Tug. And then we actually have an older Great Pyrenees who's probably down in the other yard right now, and he was actually rescued from death row at an animal shelter. So that's Zeus. He's an older Great Pyrenees.
You like the doggies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That takes me out of my seat.
Yeah.
Look at Sam, this one's biting. Yeah, good spot.
Can you imagine the mom and pop of this?
Hi.
You miss us. Come here.
Hi. Don't do that when he's barking, so you never know. Are you king of the hill? Look at this one, king of the hill. Woof. Woof. Woof.
You have two. Oh, you still take pictures.
Grandma?
Oh, go by Aunt Kelly. She'll take a picture with you.
No, I don't. I want you to.
All right, come over here then. You can help me take a picture.